Hello there! Fortnite Chapter 5 has been a bit of a snooze fest so far. Apart from a lost banana and all the countless clues to Midas's return, we've been waiting for something to happen. Finally, things are waking up. From new season teasers to side stories like the return of a very special little gnome king. And all this in a huge TMNT update. My name is ADAMARU, please drop me a like to revive this series, and let's look over all the map changes and story secrets so far in Chapter 5. Peely is missing, and our search has led us to face off with the Society, yet one member seems to be more important than the others. Valeria is a huge part of the Chapter 5 story. She can be found near the train station with her minions in her own unique mansion. By visiting her office, we can see something has changed in this room. The book left open, which seemed to suggest Valeria was searching for some sort of ancient treasure, has now gone. Vanished. People way cleverer than me have found where that book now lives, and it's over at Ruined Reels. On the grassy hillside next to the rundown Pantheon is a small setup with a telescope, and just behind that is that very important book, still open at the same page. I tried to figure out where the telescope is pointing, but I can't tell, so it's likely Valeria will leave us more clues for what she's hunting for in the last couple of updates this season. And we're told that Greek myths are coming, like the fable of King Midas maybe. Season 2 of Chapter 5 doesn't arrive for another month yet, so let's go back to waiting again. An extremely slow map change you may have missed can be found in the Frozen biome by Grand Glacier. Following on from the snow melting, the ice sheet here has also begun to weaken and slip. The crashed plane which sat high on the mountaintop now sits perilously on the edge of the glacier. This melting ice wall is known as the Zenith Wall, and judging by all that water running down, it's just a matter of time before one of two things happens. The plane falls off the edge, or the Zenith Wall cracks and breaks. The aeroplane itself we know little about. We don't know who brought it here, who crashed it here, and if they survived. My guess is that the aeroplane carcass will fall into the waters below in the next update, forming a brand new point of interest. Oh, and recently the NPC Snowheart has moved into the cabin just below here. She quite likes ice, and she's watching on to see what happens next. So, the TMNT arrived in Fortnite, a separate battle pass with the Shredder and new mythic weapons, which are great to yield. All 4 of the iconic turtle weapons are here: Leo's swords, Raphael's scythes, Michelangelo's nunchucks, and Donatello has a pole from a mop bucket. I gave them all a try. Man, I suck at this game. With their arrival comes a great map change in the sewers below our feet. In the adjoining room at the Underground's headquarters, the empty spot is now filled with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle items. From the greatest rug I've ever seen, to a beanbag that's had better days. A new tech desk has been installed, which continues to monitor the Society and try to locate Peely. It also keeps an eye on Sloane and Jones. Oh, and by the way, there is a safe spawn location here too. The turtles have a fitness area to use, and a quick shout out to holding a note on a fridge using C4. Nothing will go wrong there. But the most important part of this new location is beneath your feet. The toxic waters glow bright green and look like the same ooze that transformed the turtles into these humanoid ninjas. Be sure to pop in to visit Splinter, good old rat guy. There are other TMNT references out in the world, as the Foot Clan, Shredder's elite fighting unit, begin to recruit members. Hopefully a set of NPC fights will be added before the collaboration ends in a few weeks. The hybrids look like they want to be part of the Foot Clan, and we've already been shown how to take care of those. And for some reason you can find record players with the vinyl switched out for pizzas. Get close enough to hear the needle on the record. Perfect. A side story I loved for years has returned to Fortnite in Chapter 5. At the start of the season, a cave could be found on the east side of the island. Following a long passage, breaking obstacles as we go, we finally arrive at this hidden cove. On our first visit here, we found the Coral Buddies had recently stumbled across this cave too, using this tiny ship. It was clear they planned to stay. I finally went back to visit again, and look at the change. The coral reef is building, and more of those wobbly blobs have moved in. It's a community right now. The last time these little critters settled on an island, they evolved so quickly they accidentally nuked themselves and became bionic beings. Man, I missed Chapter 2 of Fortnite. But wait a sec, there's something else here. Trapped under a log is none other than the crowned Prince of Mayhem, Graham the Gnome Lord. He was thought missing after all the gnomes left the island a few years ago. Now here's my issue. How do we break down this situation here? Either the crustaceans are helping out the gnome who's washed up and finds himself pinned under wood, or they have deliberately captured him. The latter looks more realistic as the bigger blob is actively pinning Graham down. I feel another side story of war coming on. There's a poster of the wobbly blobs over at Ruined Reels. Could this be a sign of things to come? Revenge of the Coral Buddies. I think this story has more to offer. Oh, and don't do what I did. Don't break the wood here because, yeah, let's not talk about that. Another map change that occurred recently is up by the bridge. A new road is being constructed. Surprisingly, this is due to a mini-map issue. Players noticed that the cross-section of roads and train tracks here made a symbol last seen in World War II. Epic decided to act now, or forever be associated with a rather mediocre painter from Austria. Good decision, Fortnite. Other things you should try while you're here is Chapter 5's first funny glitch. Bite was kinda ruined in the update this week, and I think I love it. His jaw and eyes, yeah, they don't work too well right now. Be sure to try it out yourself before it is fixed forever. Going forward, I'm hoping to see Epic Games utilise the other game modes they have to hint or to add story beats and new elements to the story of Fortnite. Maybe a random event could appear in LEGO Fortnite, or a limited edition race in Rocket Racing. Something to galvanise the multiple worlds to make them feel much more connected somehow. It was rumoured that another comic book story was being constructed by the mustard we call Donald before he retired from Epic Games. Right now, we are waiting for his replacement, Charlie Wen, to make his mark. FYI, Charlie used to work with Riot Games, Marvel, Sony and Disney. He has a history of greatness to be harnessed. And recently, with Disney's investment of over £1 billion, Charlie may be asked to start a new creative story utilising the cast of characters from Disney rather than solely focusing on Battle Royale. Which is why I'd love a storyline spanning more than one game mode. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a pipe dream or would that work? So, Fortnite Chapter 5 looks like the story is trying to get a hold of us again. Have you already given up on the secrets of the island? Is it time to stop making these videos? Or shall we continue this randomness for another year? I'll leave it up to you. I'm Adam, you're awesome. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.